Maybe you love that romantic music, and right now what I have is a chance for you to catch the colossus who had one foot in the classical period and was stepping forward into the romantic period. His name, Ludwig van Beethoven. Sort of like Monteverdi had one foot in the Renaissance and brought things into the Baroque. This guy, with the piece of music we're about to hear, the Appassionata, the F minor piano sonata, took one of those bold leaps forward, and you can hear his artistry kind of squeezing out of the bars of the classical cage, especially when you have a pianist who's a repeat visitor here to our studios in King FM, one of our finalists in this year's Young Artists Awards on Northwest Focus Live, Sammamish native Jay Grinnells with Beethoven. promise you this, Jay Grinnells, the pianist who was just playing Beethoven, does not betray what you hear. So if you watch his face, it's really calm. There's none of the storm we just heard in the performance, which I think would make Beethoven smile because you went crazy enough on the keyboard. I think old Ludwig van would have been very happy, I think, with that Appassionata F minor sonata performance. Jay Grinnells, you've been practicing, young man, since I saw you last. That is clear. It just keeps getting more exciting with your playing. Welcome back to the station. It's great to hear you again. With that little bit of your voice I just heard having dropped even more since the last time I saw you. Maybe it's all the downhill skiing you're doing when you're not playing Beethoven, huh? Yeah. Wow. So Beethoven, were you a late arrival on Beethoven, or did you always love him?
I always.
You always
him,
did.
Yeah.
That's interesting because he's not a composer that many pianists hook onto so early. Especially if they're romantic-minded the way you are, they tend to go for the Russians, So, but you play Beethoven as if he were pointing forward to Rachmaninoff, which of course he was. But wow, having a great time with that all over the keyboard. And I just mentioned Russia because I know you're traveling there this summer. This is very exciting news. Tell us about what this is.
Yeah, I was invited by my piano school to perform at a competition in Russia in St. Petersburg.
The Tsar's Village International Festival and Master Course.
Yeah.
Who are some of the masters? Are you going to meet any of your piano heroes?
I don't know.
You don't know yet? Okay. And that happens pretty soon in July, actually.
Yeah.
Great. So, I mean, it's not like you haven't performed in many places, even Carnegie Hall. You want, other than answering the question of how do you get to Carnegie Hall with the answer practice, 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 how did you end up in Carnegie Hall?
Well, my school organized a tour for this, and I was invited, and I was very excited for this because, well, Carnegie Hall's, it was my dream.
Well, yeah, it's kind of too soon. Like, where do you go after Carnegie Hall? Oh, I know. Come play for us here at King FM. I want to hear a little bit about all these non-musical activities because when I read your list, first of all, it feels very familiar to me. We're a bit alike. Downhill skiing, video games, photography, Japanese calligraphy. You actually won a prize in a international, for people who do Japanese calligraphy, they probably have heard of the Mainichi calligraphy competition. You actually took a prize in that. These are all aspects, Jay, that lead to a composer's heart. Do you think of yourself as someone who, I mean, are you going to be writing music?
Well, I do take theory lessons at my school, but I've never really tried composing.
Does it feel like something you might consider someday?
Maybe. Yes.
Generally, those who can write beautifully or are interested in making beautiful letter shapes on a page tend to have a composer's kind of view of the world. I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years you bring one of your own sonatas to this show, and I'll be looking forward to that. Are you a mad downhill skier, like high speed?
Yeah, I like to.
You like to pick up speed?
Yeah.
Where do you go around here, like Alpental or?
Yeah, I go to Snow Colony. I went to Whistler in February.
You know, this very gentle voice you're hearing on the air, you wouldn't guess it's the guy who's zooming past you with the bullet helmet on and when you were in Whistler. That was Jay Grinnells, actually, as it turns out. How many hours of practice when you're setting up for a competition or this Russian summer, for example? You putting in 2-3 hours a day?
Yeah, I practice about 3 hours a day, but if I don't have school, I practice more.
You do, yeah. It's sort of when you can grab it.
Yeah.
When you're not on the slopes, in other words. And just quickly about the photography. What kind of photography?
I just like taking photographs when I go on trips, like if I'm visiting my grandparents or...
So you just want to make something that looks better than the postcards that are in the kiosks? Yeah.
Kind of,
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on and playing Beethoven that passionately. And good luck in the competition here. I know people can go on and watch the video if they're just joining us right now on Northwest Focus Live. You'll see Jay's video up there at our Northwest Focus page on the Young Artists Awards. Thank you so much, Jay Grinnells. It's been a pleasure.